What's going on, everybody? This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley, and welcome to Steelers Almighty. Man, training camp, or I guess I should say rookie mini camp, day two. Day two. Still a lot of implementation, a lot of things that we're going to discuss today. I'm super excited, man. I mean, look, it's not a lot of contact. It's not a lot of physical work. It's a lot of fundamentals, drills, things of that nature, but I still feel obviously it's important getting guys implemented. Some people take the next step. We're going to talk about that. First off, Will Howard and Caleb Johnson, they might be the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers as far as in the backfield together. Number two thing to talk about, Aaron Rodgers, people, dropping hints. He's joined the Neville Wood Country Club, which if you're familiar with Pittsburgh, that's fairly close. If he's joining a Pittsburgh Country Club, I got to believe he's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. We'll talk about that. And then camp sleepers. What are Big B's camp sleepers? I think I had a sleeper right last year with Ryan Watts. Ryan Watts was every bit on his way to making the football team last year. And then he ran into injury bug, and unfortunately his career is over because of that injury. But I think I was right about that. I got another slam keeper or camp sleeper for you guys today. So we're going to take a look at all that and more, man. We're just going to basically have some fun here. So I appreciate you all being in here. Thank you again. If you want to help support the channel, you know exactly how to do that. Super chats are wide open to get your comment, question, or rant up on the screen. I appreciate you guys. Let's get into this. So first off, Will Howard, Caleb Johnson. Number one, both of them, now, again, they've looked as good as you can look in a rookie minicamp. You know, there's not a whole lot of physical traits that you're going to just say. You can look at them, but not a lot of physical activity and just go out and scream, okay, these guys are wrecking shop. That's just not possible. Having said all of that, I think Will Howard, they like what they're seeing out of Will Howard. They like what they see. They like his size. They like his knowledge, you know, his wherewithal. They like what they see out of Will Howard. They also like what they see out of Caleb Johnson. They understand where his deficiencies are, or he understands where his deficiencies are. He gets, you know, all of it. Understand, hey, I got to get better at pass protection, you know. That is one of the things that I can get better at. I need to be better at. And he's hitting the ground running. And I apologize for drinking so much water. I got a sore throat, so I apologize, guys. But, yeah, Caleb Johnson is hitting the ground running, working on the things that he needs to work on. Can this be the Pittsburgh Steeler duo for years to come? And usually when you think about that, you think about a wide receiver and a quarterback duo, not necessarily a running back. So, and I kind of think in the same realm as a wide receiver quarterback duo, but I think Caleb Johnson and Will Howard, look, I just still believe if Aaron Rodgers isn't here, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute, if Aaron Rodgers is not the quarterback, I still believe that they're going to give Will Howard every opportunity to win this job, guys. I believe that. And Caleb Johnson, I think they're going to give him an opportunity from day one to win the job as well. I think it'll be split carries for a while, but the Steelers will be better if Caleb Johnson is the guy. That much I can tell you. The Steelers, because we love Jaylen Warren, but he's not an every down running back, and we all know that. We just have to be honest about certain things. It's okay that he isn't an every down running back too. That's okay. But the Steelers will be better if Caleb Johnson is the guy. Now, whenever that happens is whenever it happens. But they'll be better if that turns out to be the case. And he looks, like I said, he looks like he's going a long way to be that guy, because what they say about him, pass protection was an issue. And now they're going to attack pass protection. He's going out and saying, hey, I got to get better. I love it. I love the wherewithal. It's early. But again, once OTAs get here, once, you know, minicamp gets here, you want to hit the ground running. And in order to hit the ground running, you have to, number one, know where you're going to be. Two, be able to do it. And that's the thing that I like. You got to know where you're going to be and go be able to do it. So appreciate you guys that are trickling in, man. We're just talking a little bit today. Not a ton, but I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit again on what was going on. So I'm looking forward to both of these guys. Look, the Steelers are really high on both of them. So I think that they're really high on both of them. Not I think. They're saying that they're really high on both of them. And I don't think there's a reason for them to go out of their way and lie. Not at this point, anyway. Not at this point. So I like their chances. I like their chances. Like I said, I really like Caleb Johnson's chances to be the guy. I like his chances to be the guy. Will Howard is going to take some doing. And the reason that I say it's going to take some doing because if Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback of the Steelers, Will Howard's not starting. Okay, that's not happening. That's just not going to happen. And I think that's okay. I don't think that, there's worse things that you can do in this world than sitting a year learning behind Aaron Rodgers, watching how he, studies film, goes about his day to day. We can dislike some of the stuff Rodgers does, but, I think he's pretty good at being a professional. I think he's pretty good at being that. So it's at least on the field. So, yeah, we talked about that earlier, Robert. We mentioned it already but we'll get to Aaron Rodgers when we get to Aaron Rodgers. But I'm excited. I am too. I'm excited for Caleb Johnson. Backs and backers, excited for Caleb Johnson and Patrick Queen, backs for back. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We always used to see the thumper, and we look forward to E-Rob and Jaylen Warren. Okay? Well, let's see what we can do. But, yeah, I like Caleb Johnson and what he brings to the table. I really like what he brings to the table. Again, I was one of those guys that was kind of disappointed early on because I thought they were better guys. But you know what? I'm past that. I'm past it. He's perfect for what we're trying to do. I like what he's trying to do with us. So he's perfect for what we're trying to do. So those two can be the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the backfield. I'm fully on board with that. Fully on board. Let's move on. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers a little bit. He's joined a country club in the Pittsburgh area. Why he would do that and not come to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers is beyond me. So it is beyond me. But he has done that. So I think it's safe to say, ladies and gentlemen, that Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler because Aaron Rodgers doesn't live in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers doesn't own a home in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers isn't hanging out in Pittsburgh. He has no ties to Pittsburgh. So why exactly would Aaron Rodgers be in Pittsburgh? That would be my whole thing. Why would he join a country club? Well, he's going to join a country club so he can be around the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's the whole thing. That is the whole thing, is that I think it's safe to say that the Steelers know who's going to be their quarterback. Again, nothing's official. Nothing is official. But where there's smoke, where there's a whole bunch of smoke, there's a whole bunch of fire, usually. And again, joining country clubs, in the Pittsburgh area, which is what he did, and that only got leaked out because he wanted it to get leaked out, by the way. Let's not kid ourselves. Is that Aaron Rodgers, if he told him, hey, I'm joining this country club, and if it gets leaked out, you're going to sign this petition that gives me all the money back and I can sue you, then they would have said, okay. So this only got leaked out because Aaron Rodgers wanted it out. So what's going on, Jason? Yeah, this got out for that reason. So, but we'll see. We'll see. He's dropping a ton of hints like he wants to be around. He's dropping a ton of hints. And maybe he does. I think it makes us better, though. We can't deny that. As much as we like Will Howard, as much as we like Mason Rudolph, Aaron Rodgers makes us better. I don't think it's up for debate on whether he makes us better or not. So I think that's an okay thing to start saying now. So I think it's an okay thing to start saying. M. Sparks, man, you are in the emoji crash out on the chat, brother. Relax, man. We're with you. We're with you. You got 18,000 emojis on the chat, brother. We get you. We get you. So, I mean, Jason's saying I would be outraged to see what contract Aaron gets. Why? Like, why? Why does it matter what Aaron Rodgers makes? Like, what the contract is? I don't know. We appreciate it, Hakeem. Thank you for saying that, brother. Thank you very much for saying that. But yeah, I don't know why it matters. So we'll see. And Mark Malone, stop being disgusting, my man. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. So, But yeah, we'll see, man. If Aaron Rodgers is the guy, if he's going to be the quarterback, and all intensive purposes, it looks like that's the way that it's going to go. That he's going to be the guy. And again, Will Howard can sit. Doesn't change any plans. If the Steelers are planning to go get a quarterback next year in the draft, it's not going to change any of those plans. Nothing changes other than the Steelers are going to be a better football team, I think. They'll be better offensively. They should be. They should be. So they should be better. They should be better. But Kenneth Miller says he thinks it'll be one year, 10 to 15 million. That's not bad. I mean, here's the thing. What if it was 1 year, 40 million? Like, just what if it was 1 year, 40 million? Does that matter? Like, it's not getting in the way of paying anybody else. It's not getting in. The Steelers got plenty of money, so it wouldn't get in the way of any of that stuff. So let's just say the Rodgers deal is 1 year, $40 million. I mean, does it matter? Wait, I mean, they're not giving his money to somebody else. So, and that's all I know. My man Luke Cage, what's going on, man? He says true Steeler fans know if Rodgers comes, it betters our chance of winning. That's all it's about, winning. Yeah. Yeah. And we don't have to like him, but he gives us a better opportunity to win. So, gives us a better opportunity to win. My only thing is, a man brought up a good point talking about Derek Carr, is if Derek Carr retired, does Rodgers want to go to New Orleans now? Is that in play? Is New Orleans now actually in play? I don't know. That's the whole thing, is I literally do not know. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Get to your all's question. Says, what you think of Roman Wilson as wide receiver 2 and Rodgers just don't have it anymore? How do we know that? What tells you that Rodgers doesn't have it anymore? Because his numbers last year didn't tell you that he didn't have it anymore. So I know that's the viral internet thing to say, the cliche to say, oh, Rodgers, he's washed. He doesn't have it anymore. The numbers that he put up last year doesn't tell you that somebody's washed. That doesn't say that. No matter how many times somebody on the internet says that, it's just not true. It's just flat out not true. So we got to get past that point. You don't put up those numbers. It's just like Russell Wilson saying he was washed. If you average out Russell Wilson's numbers for the entire year, I don't think he's a great quarterback, but he's not washed. But I know that's the internet thing to say. I get it. I understand. So, totally understand. But as far as Roman Wilson, I have no idea what Roman Wilson can be. I don't think he's a wide receiver too, because I don't think he's a outside receiver. I don't think that's his game. I don't think that's his game at all. So, but we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what Rodgers does now that New Orleans has technically opened up. Because that's not a bad quarterback. Other than their offensive line stinks, they got some decent weapons in New Orleans. They do. So, they do. But maybe Aaron Rodgers has already made his decision, and now we're just waiting for him to sign on the dotted line. Maybe it's about that. So, we'll see. Question here, do you think Rodgers will be slightly more mobile after another year recovered from Achilles? His arm is clearly still strong. Yeah, he'll be a little bit more mobile. I mean, look, coming back from an Achilles, even though you might be back, you're not 100% right for at least a year. And you saw at the end of the year, he started to become a little bit more mobile. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I don't think Arthur Smith's going to let him draw the plays, or call the plays, I should say. But he's going to have some say-so at the line of scrimmage. He's going to have some things at the line of scrimmage that are going to be a lot different, a lot better than what we saw last year and what he let Russ and Justin Fields. He didn't let Justin Fields do anything. I don't even know if you ever saw Justin Fields audible at all last year. He didn't let him do a damn thing. So we'll find out. We will find out. Trade for another receiver, I'm not sure. I don't know if we'll trade. Maybe we will, but there's somebody out there. There's some people out there that we may not even have to trade for. We can just go get them. We can just go get them. So, hold on. Will Howard is a national championship winner. Stop talking about Shedeur. I'm assuming you're talking about somebody in the chat, because I haven't brought up. I mean, I don't talk about quarterbacks from Cleveland unless I'm laughing at them. So that's kind of my thing. But anyway, as far as some big B camp sleepers, who is a sleeper that maybe we're not thinking about? Last year, I had Ryan Watts as a sleeper. Last year, I thought Ryan Watts was a guy. I thought Ryan Watts was on his way to making the team. There was no doubt in my mind Ryan Watts was going to make the team, and I think he was going to have an impact. And then the last preseason game, he hurts his neck, and unfortunately, he had to retire, which stinks. It does. So, it does. But we'll see. Good question, Mr. Robert. When will we have Steelers Almighty merch? It's going to be out very soon. It's going to be out very, very soon. So, but as far as my draft sleepers, Dante Kent, 7th-round draft pick, I think he's got a chance to make an immediate impact. If you were asking me, he might push Beanie Bishop out the door. We'll see. But I think he's got that ability. I think he's got a real opportunity, people. He might push Beanie Bishop out the door. Rock Taylor, that seems to be the overwhelming pick that people are talking about. Seems to be the overwhelming guy that everybody talks about as far as being a sleeper to making the Pittsburgh Steelers team. I happen to agree with that. Yeah, everybody's screaming about him. So we'll see. And I think part of it is everybody's screaming about him because we don't have very much depth at outside receiver. We just don't have very much depth at all. So I think anything like that, people get excited and they're like, hey, this guy's got an opportunity. We like his mindset. You know, it was a surprise that he didn't get drafted. So we'll see. We will see. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So, Andre, Big B, will you be making it to training camp in Latrobe? That's the plan. Can't 100% guarantee it yet. That is the plan, but not 100% guaranteed yet. You know, the thing is, we got lives and vacations and stuff like that planned for this summer. So, and we don't even know exactly when Steelers training camp is going to be yet because they haven't announced it yet. So we'll see. We'll see. If we can make it and we can make it all work, we'll be out there. We will absolutely be out there. So Jay says Beanie Bishop is good. Maybe. I would like to think that he is. I would like to think that Beanie Bishop is. So what do I think of Will Howard? I think Will Howard is fine. I've said it probably 50 times. I like Will Howard. And maybe you weren't in here, so I apologize, Verrill. I like Will Howard. I think Will Howard's going to have an opportunity to win the job if Aaron Rodgers is not signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I think Aaron Rodgers is going to do that. So, but yeah, if that's the case, I still like Will Howard. I don't think any of that is going to change what we're trying to do. I don't think any of it would change at all. First super chat of the afternoon, my man Alonzo Dunn. Thank you for supporting the channel like you always do, sir. He said, I just got here, but it seems that hope is the topic. Afternoon, everyone. Big B, Big G in the chat, and at Max Sparks. Yes. Hope is the topic. We're talking everything, man. Y'all just throw the questions out there, and I'm knocking them down, and we're answering them today. So we're answering them today. Jay says he was better, and I'm talking about Beanie Bishop. He was better than having Cam Sutton in there last season. Absolutely. There ain't no question about that. The difference is Cam Sutton ain't on the team. They upgraded. So, and Eccles is better than Beanie Bishop. And he's proven to be better than Beanie Bishop. So, Beanie's going to have to earn a backup spot. And if he can, great. But I want there to be competition and let the best man win. So, that's where I'm at with it. That is where I am at with it. Mm-hmm. 12 draft picks. That's where we are. That's where we are. Big B, would you possibly take a run at Jaire Alexander? Nah, I wouldn't. You know, the thing about Jaire Alexander, number one, he's kind of a head case. I mean, he bashes the Steelers any chance, or not the Steelers, but the Packers almost anytime he gets a chance to. He does crazy stuff. But two, Jaire Alexander's also got knee issues. So I think he's good when he's healthy. He's really, really good. But he hasn't really been healthy the last 2 seasons. And I don't think you get healthier as you get older. I don't think that's how this works. So, don't get me wrong. If the Steelers did sign him or trade for him, he'd be a huge upgrade. Huge upgrade. But how many games are you getting that upgrade? You know, are you getting 14? Are you getting 10? Are you getting 7? Well, 10 and 7 is not going to cut it. That's not enough. So, would you trade a 3rd and a 4th for Jalen Ramsey if possible? Nah. First of all, I think it might take more than that. You know what? I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to feel out how long Jalen Ramsey wants to play football. You know, I'd have to feel that out. But he's definitely an upgrade. I mean, and he's not done playing full. He's not the Patrick Peterson signing, you know. He wouldn't be that. He's a guy that can still play at a high level. So I may take it. How long does he want to play football? Because if he only wants to play 2 years, then the answer would be no. You know, no, we don't want to give up a third and a fourth round pick for a guy that's going to play 2 years. No. So we'll see. Asante's still available, but there's a reason he's still available. You know, that's the thing. Asante Samuel Jr., 25, got some injury history, I guess, with his shoulders, but a guy like that, you would think somebody's snatching up. There's something else is going on with that signing, people. Like, I can't believe that he's not there. Like, he's not with the team. I don't know what it is, but he's not. So, and I get it. He doesn't tackle as a corner. He doesn't tackle. So for the Steelers, he's probably not a good fit. But you would think somebody out there would say, hey, this guy's a pretty good cover corner. We want to sign him. And nobody has. And that's, to me, that's wild. That is just wild that he's not on a football team right now. Just absolutely wild. So unless there's something else, again, that you, or we all don't know about, that is just crazy to me. So we just got to we'll see. We'll see. But maybe it gets down towards closer to the end of the season or to the beginning of the season. And Steelers say, you know what? We can sign Asante Samuel Jr. to be on our football team, and we can upgrade even more at that position. Do we do it? Maybe the Steelers do. Maybe they're just waiting till they get closer to training camp. Who knows? But one thing I know for sure, I wouldn't be mad adding a guy of that caliber to the Steelers DB room. I wouldn't be mad at all. I wouldn't be mad at all. And we talked about it. We already said he's not a great tackler, but he's a good cover guy. He can cover. So what's more important as a defensive back, tackling or covering? To me, it's covering. You want him to be able to do both. But if you had your choice, hey, I want my cornerback to be a good cover guy, or I want him to be a good tackler. Give me the cover guy all day, every day. All day, every day. So, but we'll see. We will see. Yeah, a lot of talk about Castro too, battling it out for nickel corner. But my sleepers are pretty simple. Is Dante Kent, and Rock Taylor. Those are my sleepers as of right now. So anything can change. We got a long time to training camp. So plenty of stuff can change between now and then. But we'll see. My man Big G got a question. Do the Steelers bring in a veteran O-line player, swing tackle, a guard that can push McCormick? I've been screaming they should have brought in a guard all off season, and they haven't done it. So you know my feeling on that. Yes, bring in somebody. Do they need to bring in a swing tackle, a veteran swing tackle? Yes. Bring in somebody. So we saw what Calvin Anderson could do last year when he got his opportunity. He played like one snap and gave up a sack. Well, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. So, yes, bring in some more offensive linemen. So, bring them in. You think the Steelers would think about signing Clowney for depth on the D-line? No, the Steelers got enough depth there. And Clowney is more – he's not an outside linebacker per se. He's more of a 4-3 defensive end. So I don't even think he would fit the system that the Steelers run. But since we are in sub packages a lot, he He might be, but I think the Steelers got the depth they're looking for now. They got 4 guys. I don't think you need any more than that. I don't think you need any more than that. So, Selfmade says JPJ had good enough play that we ignored that they said he wasn't a tackler. But I think he proved them wrong, and with that as well. I mean, JPJ took a huge step forward this past year in the tackling department. He got better. We saw him get better. We saw him become a better tackler. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. So, yeah, I think that, obviously you want him to be a better corner and take another step forward in doing that. But we saw him be a better tackler last year. You can't deny that. You can't deny it. And you saw him get better during the season. Early on, he wasn't a very good tackler early in the season, but you saw him get better, stick his nose in there, make some plays. He got better as a tackler. And that's all you can ask is just to get better. So it's just to get better. His thing is he's got to get better in coverage. He's got to get better at not grabbing, not interfering. That's where he's got to make his hay. He's got to get better in coverage. If he can do that, then great. And that's where he can take steps forward and leaps and bounds. So, yeah, Mr. Alonzo Dunn, Clowney is better against the run than he is against the pass. Better against the run than he is against the pass. So, and with another super chat, we appreciate you, Mr. Dunn. JPJ needs to take over or needs to talk to Mayweather about them hands, 90%. Yeah, you're right. So JPJ just has to continue to get better. He just has to continue to get better. That's all. He just got to continue to get better. And it's not that JPJ doesn't study film. He does. I think part of his problem, a lot of his problem. Hey, Mr. Ashbury, thank you for the super chat, Lee Ashbury, or not super chat, but for subscribing to the channel. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. But what JPJ just has to start trusting himself a little bit more. I think he doesn't trust himself on what he sees. I think he panics, and I don't think he needs to do that. So I don't think he needs to do that. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Jay says, well, he's physical. I feel like they pick on him because Marlon holds every play. I mean, whatever. If they're picking on you, then you have to do something else, don't you? I mean, if they keep calling penalties on you based on the way that you are playing football, you have to change the way that you're playing football. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can say they're picking on him. Okay, maybe they are. But they do keep throwing the flag. So if they continue to throw the flag, then it's you that have to change. Does that make sense? I mean, we can say that the flags are all BS, but we know they're not. We see JPJ out there grabbing and holding and ripping jerseys. We see it. It happens. You got to stop doing that. That's all. He just has to stop doing that. That's all. And I get it. They can pick on him. I'm not saying that they don't. But if they keep calling the penalty, then you are the one that has to change. We can't just say, well, the refs, you keep picking on him and throwing the flags. Yes, we do. We're going to continue to throw the flags if he does what he does. We're picking on him. Okay. Then you got to stop. It's pretty much that simple. You got to stop. But I think he'll be fine because I think he's really good. I think he puts the effort in. I think he takes the concept. I think he takes the job very, very seriously. And I think what he is going to do is I just believe that he's going to have a better season. You also know how it is. You have a lot of success as a rookie. So a lot of success. The next year, it's like, I think I'm a little bit better than what I am. Maybe take a step back. That third year, that player a lot of times is just lights out. That's what I'm hoping for JPJ. So that's what I'm hoping. What's going on, Mason? How you doing, brother? What's happening, man? So appreciate you joining in. So, well, people, that's all I got for you guys today, man. Like I said, I just wanted to come and chat and chop it up with you guys for a little bit. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. Central, or 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Got one more. Another super chat from Mr. Alonzo Dunn. And he said, honestly, I think that the $34 million available could go get Ramsey. JPJ has to adjust. Reebok Harrison made the change to rules, and he adjusted. You're right. And it was Rodney Harrison. But you're right. You just have to adjust. You just have to adjust, man. That's all. JPJ is going to be fine. He just has to make those adjustments. That's all. So I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow talking a little bit more of Steelers rookie camp. We'll be on 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. I hope to see all you guys here. Again, remember, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you. And do me a favor, man. Hit the like button. And once the video's over, hit that like button. Go in and leave a comment about what you guys think about the Steelers rookie camp, what we should look to see, and how we can make this thing done. So I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I will talk to you soon. And aloha.